Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And in this video, I'm doing a detailed review of the new Phonak Virto Paradise custom line of hearing aids. Coming up. True to form, Phonak has released their new Virto line of custom hearing aids on their extremely popular Paradise platform that was initially released back in 2020. Now, if you are new to Phonak, you should know that they have traditionally had 5 different lines of hearing aids. The Audeo is their receiver and canal models, the Bolero is their behind-the-ear models, the Naida is their power behind-the-ear models, the Sky is their pediatric models, and the Virto is their custom in-the-ear models. If you are particularly interested in the Audeo and Naida line of hearing aids, I will have those review videos linked down in the description. However, in this video, I will be focusing solely on the Virto custom in-the-ear line of devices. But before I do, if you could do me a huge favor and give me a like, that really helps out the channel because it gets these videos in front of a broader audience. And while you're at it, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel and hit that bell for notifications, go ahead and do that as well because that ensures that you never miss one of my newly released videos, and I release multiple videos every single week. With that out of the way, I really appreciate it. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the things you should be aware of before I tell you what I like and don't like about these hearing aids. First, as awesome as these hearing aids or any other hearing aids may be for that matter, how well they perform will directly depend on how well your hearing care professional follows best practices. Now, if you do not know what best practices are, I highly recommend that you check out my video that I will link down in the description because best practices are the only way to ensure that you receive the maximum amount of benefit from your hearing aids. Second, I do not discuss pricing in my review videos because pricing is heavily impacted by a variety of different criteria that include but are not limited to whether you buy your hearing aids in a bundled or unbundled service delivery model, what the quality of the services are that you actually receive, and what city and state that you live in. So it would be completely reckless of me to even suggest that there's a certain price that would be standard across the industry. And third, none of my review videos are sponsored, so I'm going to tell you exactly what I think, both good and bad. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about this new Virto lineup. The Virto Paradise custom line of hearing aids not only includes a wireless in-the-ear model that gets most of the attention, but it also includes non-wireless models allowing for smaller, more invisible devices like the Virto P Titanium Invisible in-canal and Completely in-canal hearing aids. There are a variety of different color options and color combinations that you can customize based on what your specific preferences are, and yes, they will still include the color black. All right, let me show you my Phonak Virto Paradise custom black hearing aid. There it is right there. And if I were to show you what the beige color is, or more of like the pink color, there you go, that's what that hearing aid looks like. So it really doesn't matter what color you want, you can get whatever color you want. This one right here, I'm gonna put in my right ear, and then the pink color I'm going to put in my left ear so you can get a perspective on what these look like. Now, these are really slim. Now, this is the wireless version that I have in my ears, so this would be the bigger version, but this is kind of their half shell model, and with a half shell, they are extremely small. I'm going to actually go here and pause for a second so you can see what they look like a little bit better. There you go. Now, one of the reasons that they are so slim is that they are not rechargeable. They still use a disposable battery. Now, I'm actually quite surprised that Phonak did not take the leap with this model to actually make it rechargeable. I'm actually a little bit disappointed in that, but that does give you the other benefit of having them be a little bit smaller because the other hearing aids out on the market right now that are rechargeable are substantially larger than these. Now, if you're willing to go non-wireless, you can get a much smaller version of these hearing aids as well, all the way down to an invisible in the canal device. And this one right here is the titanium version. So this is an extremely popular invisible in the canal option. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one in my right ear so you can see what it looks like after I have it in there. And I can tell you right now that you're probably not able to see it very well, which is entirely the point. And when they make it out of titanium, it actually makes the shell a little bit thinner, which allows them to have it placed deeper inside of your ear canal. But this one right here is the acrylic version of the invisible in the canal. You can see it's got a blue shell there with a pink faceplate. Actually, I think that this one is the completely in canal version. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one into my left ear to give you perspective of what that one looks like. And I would bet that that one also is very hard to see, maybe a little bit easier to see than what the titanium version is. Now let's talk about some of the basics, starting with the technology levels. As with any other major hearing aid brand, the Virto Paradise line of hearing aids comes with 4 different technology levels, from the top tier P90 level down to the bottom tier P30 level, regardless of the style you go with. Now this is what I'll say about technology level. Each time that you drop down in technology level, it does take features and customizations away from your hearing care professional, so there is some potential that you would be leaving benefit on the table. So what I end up recommending to everyone is that you go with the highest level of technology that you can reasonably afford. If you cannot afford it, that is the only reason you should be dropping down in tech level. And if you do have to drop down in tech level, it is the responsibility of your hearing care professional to get the maximum amount of benefit that they possibly can out of those devices. The Virto Paradise custom hearing aids can also accommodate a wide range of hearing losses, from mild all the way up to profound. Of course, the smaller the hearing aid, the less suitable it will be for more severe hearing losses. Now this is an important graphic to understand when you are looking for the major differences between the different models in the Virto Paradise lineup. For instance, you can see that in order to get an ultra power receiver in your Virto P devices, you need the wireless model. However, if you go with the wireless model, you also lose the ability to get a telecoil. You can also see the different battery options available with each model. On top of them not having a rechargeable option, I am also not too happy that they have not yet offered a size 13 battery option in the larger versions of these devices. This means that you're going to be changing those batteries more frequently, especially if you are using one of the larger receivers. Each one of the features on this graphic should be considered by you and your hearing care professional to ensure you get the perfect combination of features that you are looking for inside of your hearing aids. Like I mentioned before, the wireless version of the Virto Paradise hearing aid is the one that gets all of the attention, and that is for good reason. Just like the Audeo Paradise receiver and canal versions of this hearing aid, you can pair up to 8 different wireless devices, and you can have 2 active connections at the exact same time. So it's very simple for you to bounce back and forth between your 2 favorite wireless devices without having to constantly turn off and on Bluetooth. Now, Phonak uses a made-for-any phone technology, so you can connect up to virtually any Bluetooth device, whether it's an Android device or an Apple device. It can be a laptop, it can be a tablet, it can be a smartphone, it can even be one of those ancient brick phones. It doesn't matter. As long as it has Bluetooth, you can connect to it and you can stream any type of audio. This includes audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube videos, music, and even phone calls directly into both of your hearing aids. Phone calls can also be done completely hands-free because you do have two-way audio, meaning you'll be able to hear the person talking to you and they'll be able to hear you talking because your voice goes through the microphones of your actual hearing aids. So how that works is, if you get a phone call, you can click the push button on your hearing aid to answer that phone call, have the conversation with them without even having your phone on you, and then when you're done with the phone call, you can press and hold that push button to end the call. I also personally believe that the streaming quality that you get from a Phonak hearing aid, because it uses Bluetooth Classic, is substantially better than what you get with most other hearing aids out on the market that use the Bluetooth Low Energy protocol as well as the Asha Bluetooth protocol. And there is another thing that you do not get because you do not have a rechargeable version of these hearing aids available, and that is they do not have a motion sensor inside of them. So you're not going to get motion sensor hearing like you get in the Audeo line of rechargeable devices, which means that you're also not going to have one of my favorite features, which is called tap control. So you do not have the ability to double tap your ear to answer a phone call or double tap your ear to pause and start streaming. You can, however, stream audio directly from your TV into both of your hearing aids as long as you have the Phonak TV connector. And let me tell you, the sound quality of being able to stream that audio directly into both of your ears is absolutely unbelievable, and you will never go back to not streaming audio once you've experienced it. On top of that, you can also have the Roger receivers installed into your custom Virto hearing aids so you can connect directly to any one of the great Roger devices that Phonak has available. I should say that if you struggle to any degree in background noise and you need a little bit more help, using the Phonak partner mic and using a Phonak Roger microphone will cut through that background noise significantly better than just these hearing aids alone. Of course, you also get access to the My Phonak smartphone app. This app allows you to do things like change the volume levels of your devices or change between different programs created by your hearing care professional. You can also customize your own programs by clicking on the menu on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And while I will not get into all of the customization capabilities, since I have covered them in other videos, you can save any customizations that will then become an option in the drop-down menu on your remote control screen. The app also gives you access to your hearing diary and the ability to access remote programming sessions with your hearing care professional if you cannot make it into their office. While the My Phonak app has had its issues in the past, Phonak has been hard at work trying to improve this app, and they have made some important updates on it along the way, and I expect these updates and improvements to continue into the future. But again, all of these wireless capabilities only exist inside of the wireless version of the Virto Paradise custom hearing aids. Now, even if you do not go with the wireless version of this hearing aid, I am still a huge fan of custom hearing aids in general. Not only can custom hearing aids be perfectly molded to your ears, but Phonak has also made it possible to create an acoustically optimized vent to help your hearing care professional better program your hearing aids to your hearing loss prescription. Now, if you are still unaware with how critically important venting is in a hearing aid, whether it's a custom in-the-ear hearing aid or whether it's a receiver in the canal or behind-the-ear hearing aid, then I highly recommend that you check out my video where I talk about venting, and I will of course link that video down in the description as well. I should say that at least as of this recording, Phonak is still one of the only hearing aid manufacturers out there that does not accept 3D digital ear scans, which means that your hearing care professional is still going to have to take a physical impression of your ear canal and send that physical impression off to Phonak instead of just uploading digital impressions. On a more positive note, the Phonak Virto Paradise hearing aids have the ability to use AutoSense OS 4.0, which allows your devices to identify your acoustic environment and put you into program settings that are most ideal for that particular environment, and it does this for you automatically so you don't have to worry about it. This means that if you're sitting in your living room watching TV, your hearing aids are going to be in a particular setting, most likely your calm setting. If you get up to go out to dinner and you hop in the car, your hearing aids are going to identify that you're in a car and adjust your settings accordingly to help you hear your best in the car. And then when you get out and you go into a restaurant, your hearing aids within about 10 seconds are going to identify that you're in a noisy environment like a restaurant and put you into a speech and noise or speech and loud noise program. And again, the higher the technology level that you go with your Virto Paradise hearing aids, the more of these automatic program settings that you're going to have for your hearing care professional to optimize. Other than being able to get a smaller size of hearing aid by going with the wireless version of the Virto Paradise hearing aid, you also get the ability to use a telecoil. A telecoil is great because if you go into a public venue that has a hearing loop installed, you're going to be able to switch into your telecoil program and pull the audio directly into your hearing aid so you can hear substantially better in that public venue. Also, if you have a telecoil rated phone or a T-rated phone, it's going to help you hear better on a landline phone as well. So if you are someone who wants a telecoil inside of your hearing aid, you're going to have to go with the non-wireless version of this hearing aid rather than the wireless version. Of course, I do wish that they would put a telecoil in their wireless version of this hearing aid, even if it had to make the hearing aid bigger, or maybe just if they put it in the full shell version of this hearing aid, because I think that that is something that is extremely important for individuals with hearing loss to have. Another thing I wish that we had inside of the Virto Paradise line of devices is a cross transmitter for individuals with single-sided deafness. Now, you do have the ability to do amp cross, but still in certain situations amp cross is not suitable for individuals with single-sided deafness, and it bothers me that we still do not have a wireless option that incorporates a cross transmitter. Overall though, the Phonak Virto Paradise hearing aids are still very impressive and perfect for individuals who want a custom in-the-ear hearing aid with very high quality wireless streaming capabilities, or who want an invisible hearing aid that is loaded with a bunch of great features. So if you've been patiently waiting for the next generation of custom hearing aids to hit the market, wait no more, because the Phonak Virto Paradise line of hearing aids are some of the most impressive custom hearing aids I've ever reviewed. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please share it. If you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to check out my website, drcliffaud.com.